I assure you, many of you lamenting the problem of electricity, power. Yes, we are paying attention to that. The Grid Asset Management Company, CAMCO, which will inject approximately 1,500 megawatts into a new green corridor. We are going to improve on it. Electricity will become better, and be assured there will be opportunity and progress in our industrialization path. Tonight you had testimony from beneficiaries of our programs. Our programs are real, feasible, viable, impactful, measurable, and not mere rhetoric, as some opposition-led elements like to say. We are moving from survival mode to stability.
Nigerians, when they see our politicians, when they see 00 hour, light day everywhere for here. If light day Nigeria citizens go follow the police, army, all the security agency to protect the country. For here, nobody they sleep. People who don't tire they sleep. Men still the street, they walk up and down. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow before security go come. So far as you know, say you are genuine, you go to work out for this country as you like. 18 fucking good years nowadays this country. If I close from my shop, I must exercise myself before I sleep. So I need to walk around, waka. Do you understand me? We need 24 hours electricity. Make we see for our own town. And they hear say Nigeria, they make arrangement to add more light to Togo. Why we the citizen of Nigeria, we never even see 12 hours light in our own country. But we they supply others, both gas and other things. We never see energy. I never see. If anybody don't see anywhere for Nigeria where then they get light, where they get light for complete 2 weeks.
Organizations and some residents around the Eastern Cape have taken to the streets. Gombo City non-profit organizations and some residents around the Eastern Cape have taken to the streets, demonstrating their disapproval of the widely reported coronation of a so-called Nigerian Igbo king in that province. The Department of Cooperative Governance and the Buffalo City Municipality have also condemned this action. These are live pictures from the streets of Gombo City, where that march is now well underway. SABC News reporter Sitima Mfeku is also keeping up with the latest in trends. It's now live, and Sitima, I can see the marchers are making their way through the streets of that city. What exactly is the plan?
Well, Ayanda, you're seeing visuals of the marchers who are just walking towards the final destination, which is about just maybe 2 kilometers away from where we are right now. They are saying that they're going to be delivering their list of demands to the Buffalo City Metro Municipality. They're expecting to be received by the Executive Mayor, Princess Faku, but they're saying they welcome anyone that's delegated to do the job. One of their complaints is that, in fact, one of the most important things they're speaking about here is that there should be a tightening of policies regarding what a foreign national can do in a foreign country. They're saying that the fact that a Nigerian man can come to South Africa and have a ceremony of what we have seen on social media and also be declared a king. I mean, they're saying it's very disappointing, but also it shows sign of disrespecting some of the kingships and the traditional leadership of this country, especially the Eastern Cape, where a lot of there is a very huge belief and relatability to the whole notion of traditional leadership, and that being connecting people to their belief and religion. So this is not just what they're saying, that it's not as small as we think it is. In fact, it's big. They're saying that even though we can think that this is just a minor issue of someone who does not have an authority in the country to be a king, but they're saying that if this is led to happen, then a lot more damage could be done, and an unfixable damage at that. But to speak to us now about their views about this, we've been seeing a lot on social media, also through their communication. Action SA, they've been quite vocal about standing against the coronation of the Igbo king, or the Nigerian Igbo king. But now Atul Trolip is also part of the people who are here in this march, as well as other political parties. I know the African Transformation Movement is also here, but we're going to be speaking to them a little later on. But now to speak to the Action SA. Dada, thank you very much for your time. We know that Action SA has been quite vocal about this. Maybe why do you think this deserves to be amplified by everyone who has a voice and who can make a difference in terms of speaking out and making sure that you speak out, but with a very loud sound?
Well, first of all, we're here in solidarity with the traditional leadership of the Eastern Cape, all of the traditional leaders, and also the people of the Eastern Cape. Let me just put up front that Action SA's policy about illegal immigration is very clear. If you're in this country illegally and you do anything illegal, you're going to be sent back home. This is the sovereign nation, it's our nation, we love it, and we're protected by our constitution. Now, there's nowhere in our constitution that makes provision for a Nigerian from the Igbo tribe to come and become coronated as a king of the Eastern Cape. But beyond that, the utterances that were made at that coronation is what really galls us as a party, as Action SA. The utterances were that they're establishing a kingship in the Eastern Cape and a homeland. Now, we have a history of homelands in this province, a painful history of the homeland of the former Ciskei and the former Transkei, where people were moved in there after being expropriated, having their land expropriated. They had limited opportunities. They're still some of the poorest people in our province, and we are not going to tolerate the establishment of another homeland. They went further, though, and they said that they're going to encourage their brothers and sisters in Nigeria, in their hundreds of thousands, to come and establish a homeland in this province. That's not going to happen, because this province is not up for the taking. Here are our traditional leaders behind me. We respect them. There are 5 kingships that are respected by the president, inaugurated and recognized by our president and our constitution. So I want to go further and to say that the embassy of Nigeria said that it was just a customary thing, it wasn't much, and they do it all over the world. It's not true. We've taken great exception to the disrespect and the provocation of this coronation, and we want the Nigerian government to come out strongly against it, and more importantly, we want our government to make an unambiguous statement about their respect and recognition of our existing traditional leaders, and that they will never respect a kingship belonging to the Igbo nation in the Eastern Cape or in South Africa.
Let's just move back to your parting point regarding constitution and the provisions in the constitution about illegal foreigners in the country. Let's speak now about legal foreigners in the country. Do you think there is clear and strict limitations as to what they can and cannot do in the country, considering maybe there has been events of this nature, maybe in another type of ceremony with another meaning, but also do you think that had the flexibility to practice anything and everything from your religious belief in a different country? Do you think here in South Africa there is strictness in that regard?
Look, there's too much ambiguity about that, but let me be quite clear. We live in a global village. People move all over the world. Skills go where skills vacuums are, and we appreciate and respect that. And when Chinese people leave China and come to another nation, of course they're going to have their cultural ceremonies, they're going to have their own religion, and they're going to practice it, and people are free to do that. Our constitution says South Africa belongs to all who live in it, but it actually means all South Africans who live in it, and all people who are here legally. People that have got work permits, visitors permits, they are here legally. People who are not here legally do not have the same constitutional provisions. Now, we've seen our clinics are overrun by foreign nationals, our hospitals, our schools even. The Bila Act makes provision for anyone who has children in South Africa to send their kids to schools. But then we find South African children at the back of the queue, and that's not good enough. We interpret the constitutional provision that South Africa is for all who live in it, for all South Africans, and for all people who are here legally.
Another one is this something that might lead to a bigger issue in the long run?
No, it doesn't need to be an issue. We just need to have a government that has the courage of its convictions to say you're welcome into this country, but this is a sovereign South Africa. There's too much talk about the United States of Africa and that we're all one brother, one sister, but then people don't pay taxes in this country. You can't have South Africa being the sump of Africa where everyone comes and wants all the benefits of being in South Africa but not making a contribution. South Africans love South Africa because we were born South African. I'm a 7th generation South African. I'm South African. I pay taxes. I love this country. I support our national teams. Then you have other people who don't pay taxes, don't love the country, support other national teams, and then they want to be treated equally. We don't believe that that's fair. We must stand up for our country and our sovereignty. We've seen what's happened.
All right, for more on the march, we now cross live to SABC News reporter Sidima Mfegu. Sidima, a very good afternoon to you. I mean, give us a sense then of the situation on the ground now. We saw, of course, those escalating violent scenes earlier on. What's the latest where you are?
Well, Unati, the police now are trying to, clean the streets, really trying to disperse all crowds right here in Bukombo. I am currently standing just outside the City Hall where the Deputy Minister for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Zolile Benz Namashe, was meeting with the traditional leaders that were part of that march, that peaceful march that was meant to remain peaceful until the handing over of their memorandum of demands, as well as communication or meeting with authorities in the Buffalo City Metro as well as the province about really what are the plans from a government point of view regarding, building or strengthening of policies surrounding traditional leadership, especially for immigrants in South Africa. But what has happened outside here has left about 4 people in hospital.
Like we Nigerians, what is going on with us, to be honest? So now, the reason for this mass protest now in South Africa, it's because a Nigerian man was crowned king in South Africa. Like how? Like how, for crying out loud? You're in a man's country and you are claiming king in a man's country. See, there's, one thing about me, one thing about me is that my followers know is that I will never see evil and support evil. I will never see black and call it white. That's why I will always be transparent. That's why if anybody is doing anything wrong, I will call out the person out. Either Nigeria, or either Ghana, or either any country. If you are doing something wrong, I will call you out for it. So the reason for this big mass protest now in South Africa is because a Nigerian man was crowned king. Like, what is going on? No, for this one, I will not support you. For this one, no, this one is very wrong. You people know how bad these South African people don't like us. Right from the beginning. They don't like us. Because of so many reasons. You are not in a good relationship with South Africa. Even if you are in a good relationship with South Africa, who gave you the right to become king in South Africa? It's South Africa. Who gave you? And who is approving these people? Like, who is approving them to become king in South Africa? This is what you people did in Ghana. Igbo king in Ghana. And Ghana people are not happy about it. And they are protesting about it. And you people think, oh, Ghanaians hate Nigerians. See, what is wrong is wrong. This is not about hate or they don't like Nigerians. What is wrong is wrong. If you want to become a king, go to your village in Nigeria and become a king there. Go there and become a king. Or did they tell you that South Africa need a king? Did they tell you that South Africa need a king? Or either Ghana need a king? Like, who is approving these people to be crying out loud? Because this is wrong. Why will you go to another man's land and become a king there? For what? For what? This is the reason why they say we Nigerians are doing too much. We are doing too much because we are not obeying the rules and regulations. Oh God, the rules and regulations in another man's land. In another man's land. This is the reason why they don't like us. Because we go to another man's land, we break the rules. At the end of the day now, they don't like us. They're jealous of us. Me, I know that the reason West African men are jealous of Nigerians is because I know the reason why. For that one, I know that one. But at the same time, you people should not be doing too much. You people should not be doing too much. I don't know why you people are just using this bad behavior to affect the good ones out there, living out there, who have a business out there, who have family out there. Like, I'm very hungry. Because you guys did the same thing to Ghana. Ghana was not happy about it. Now it's South Africa. Who is approving these people, Nigerians, to become a king in another man's country? Who are the approvers? Any small thing now, they don't like Nigerians. Do this, do that. Like, it's becoming too much. We should respect ourselves. Things we know that we can't do in our own country, don't do it in another man's country. Oh God. I really don't see this has to stop. This has to stop. Because this is how you people will be becoming king now. From South Africa, now you people go to another African country. The way that there are Igbo kings there. You You people should stop this. It's becoming too much. It's becoming too much. We are not the only African country in this continent. People are doing too much. What do you want to start? What do you want to keep working to do? What do you, like who you they control for that country? Who you they king for that country? We're not funny, Nigerians. We're not funny, and it's Igbo for that matter. If they don't want this, they don't want it. It's their country. Please, you people should be following the rules there in that man's country. You should follow the rules there. Please. This has to stop. What's all this? Now only a day for this continent. Any smart in Nigeria, any smart in Nigeria, any smart in Nigeria. What? Are we the only one in this continent? From January to December, Nigeria. What is going on? We should tell ourselves the truth. It's not right. This is not right. See, as for the good Nigerians out there in South Africa, we need to stop this. We need to stop this before they use this one now. These are the affect una. These are the affect una businesses, destroy their businesses. Because me, I don't know what I want this Igbo king do. When I go dead here now, they see all these things. And I don't go know that the reason why they do all these things for that country. The good Nigerians, you people should protest about this. Don't let these stupid people use their own to affect you guys out there. Don't accept this. If they don't want, they don't want. Follow the rules there. Please.
20 a.m. Okay. Guys, my last culture shock video actually went viral in TikTok. So I decided to make another culture shock video as an Indian in Ghana. So currently it's 2:20 a.m. and I'm on the streets of Ghana. And if this was India, it would have never happened because it's just not this safe. And it's just crazy to me that this is 2 a.m. and I'm here.
So after watching this video, the people that came to my mind were Liberians. Liberians, I would beg your indulgence. Watch this video to the end. I think you're going to learn something. Now, let me tell you people something. I don't like to make people do something that I don't do. I like to lead by example. So let me start by saying this. It is a taboo for me to expect people to suddenly absorb my opinion and use it for a general perception. My own experience, it does not qualify for people to gather their own facts and make it a general perception. I am not that selfish. I cannot come from a personal experience right now and expect everybody around me to suddenly hate a person because I had a poor experience with that particular person. I expect everybody to call that person bad. As a matter of fact, I would like people to have their own experience, improving what I'd already stipulated. That is how life should be. You have the right to make your opinion, but you're not expected to see your opinion to be above a global perception. Sometimes you must understand, in fact, many times you must understand that you're just a fragment when it comes to your opinion. You're a fragment from the perception of a globe. So in most cases, you must have to look at the perception of a globe and then push your perception or your opinion by the side and look at things and draw your conclusion. You have the right to make your observation. Now, what am I trying to say in essence? You've seen this video. Ghanaians already have their scores. Around the world, Ghanaians have their reputation. Around the world, Nigerians have their reputations too. Now the situation is, what is the Ghanaian reputation and what is the Nigerian reputation? As you can see from this Indian lady, I've shown multiple videos, obviously. Ghana at this point in time represents safety. Ghana at this point in time represents peace. Ghana at this point in time represents tranquility, civility, integrity, dignity, honor, prestige, transparency, fairness. At this point in time, Ghana represents like hospitality. But Nigeria is none of those. Nigeria is fraud. Everything that is unethical is attributed to Nigeria. So the question is, which would you rather align to?
As a Nigerian, I don't think we are giving Ghanaians and South Africans enough credit. We need to be grateful to these people. The average Nigerian is a resilient person, so we would never ever bother about looking inwardly and asking ourselves, okay, why is this happening? What's happening? Why is our country like this? We actually need to give it up to these people because they are making us wake up to who we are as Nigerians. They are making us realize our power. They are making us realize our strength. They are making us realize our flaws. So thank you to Ghanaians and South Africans. Thank you for telling us to go home. We are starting to realize why we were called the giants of Africa. And now we are going to start to act like the giants of Africa. Thank you very much.